At the T-minus 3-minute mark, tape recorders on board the spacecraft were turned on. These recorders record both voice and data. The added mission decon required. The engine is now building up to 7.7 million pounds of thrust. We have a launch commit, and we have a liftoff. Moving back. The Saturn V lifting off the bow.
This is WOMLP operating out of Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator. It's the Rocket Shop. Good evening. I'm your host, Tom Proctor, and with me tonight is Jersey Dave.
Hello.
Hello, or Jersey Daves, should I say?
Yeah, my buddy Dave Green is here tonight, so it's Jersey Daves tonight.
Jersey Daves. Both from Jersey? Are we?
I'm from New Jersey. He is from
Massachusetts.
Okay, so we've got Jersey Dave, Mass Dave.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. The Daves are in the house at the very least. Well, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us. This is really cool.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you got for us. I've been listening to you guys earlier today. Me and my partner were enjoying you in the sunshine earlier on your Spotify. So
That's fun.
I'm curious to hear what's going to sound acoustic style. We like kicking it off with a song. So what have you got for us?
We have the basement song. It's probably like the first song I wrote. So yeah, that's cool.
Space.
It's alright if I don't see you every day. Yes, I'm feeling out of touch. And it's so real that it's too much.
The basement song there by Jersey Dave. So yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. So obviously you're from Jersey and your name is Dave, but that's basically what we've got to go on so far. So could you fill in the blanks?
Yeah, sure. I'm from New Jersey. My name is Dave, and I like music. I like playing music. I think it's fun. I liked playing it locally back home. It was a good way to make friends and express yourself, especially in high school. I feel like high school's a rough time. I wrote that song in high school. So yeah, that's just sort of what I've been doing since high school. I've been writing music, just seeing how I feel about it, and showing it to my friends, and trying to have fun along the way. yeah, so I've been doing this for a bit.
How do you find yourself up in? I assume Burlington, just because that's where the studio is, but that's not always the case. How do you find yourself in Vermont, at the very least?
Yeah, so I wound up here going to college. Spent 2 years, and then had quite the hiatus, like 3 years off, and then I came back, and now I'm having fun, and I'm having fun by being here. So yeah.
Fantastic. So, you said you kind of started this off in high school back in Jersey. What was your kind of trajectory into music in the first place? Like, when was I mean, I'm not got a musical bone in my body, so
I don't believe
I've
it.
I've tried, trust me. So I've looked at a guitar, picked it up, I've realised I'm terrible at it. When for you was like, yeah, this is actually something that I want to kind of really dedicate a lot of time and energy to,
Okay.
and how did that then trajectory go to the point where you're like, actually, this is not just something I want to dedicate my time and energy to. I want to share this off to other people.
Gotcha. All right. Well, it all started, Tom, in kindergarten. I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star for my Star Day, which is the day, where you get to do your whole little spiel for the rest of the class. And I got laughed at. And
On
that sort of
Star
deterred
Day?
me. I know.
On Star Day?
It's rough growing up in New Jersey. What can I say? But then I took a break from it and tried trumpet. But like back then, I was like, oh, this is fun. Like playing music. I have a very musical family. I mean, it's like a whole like musical theater every family dinner we have. So in middle school, I picked it back up. I think I learned a Weezer song, and I was like, I like this again. I wanna do this. This is fun. This is a good way to express emotion. I think, better than throwing shoes at walls and all sorts of bad habits, I guess. So yeah, so yeah, that's it all started with Star Day, and then New Jersey has a pretty cool local music scene. That's probably also the reason why I've been enjoying being up here since 2018. Just, I saw some shows here at Jim's Basement and Higher Ground and, Monkey House, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. But back to, when I was doing, New Jersey has this place called the Meat Locker. I started going there in high school. I thought it was too scary. It's a scary place, even by the name.
Well, it's called a meat locker for a start.
Yeah, watch out, So, you walk past it, and it's like this old basement in the middle of town that a bunch of punks are hanging out around. But every night, like for $10, you get to see like all these people my age perform and express themselves and really have a fun time. And I was like, as soon as I went down there, first thing was like, oh, I'm so stupid, like I look so stupid. But the second thing I thought was like, this is so cool, I need to do this. So I did that. So I'd say the Meat Locker was a big inspiration. And then
So you performed at the Meat Locker?
yeah, eventually. It took a while. It took 2 years, but I then performed at the Meat Locker.
What was the tipping point, if you will? Because you said it just took 2 years.
Yeah.
So obviously you were going there for 2 years. You were seeing all these other bands perform.
Yeah.
Your age, your kind of style, your kind of people. What was the moment where you're like, sod it, I'm gonna sign myself up this week?
I think it had something to do with like high school rejection. I think I think it had to do with like a crush or something stupid. But
Did you invite her or him or them?
no, it was sort of it was sort of my expression of like, oh, I don't think they like me. I think I'm gonna do something fun with friends instead of wasting my time in the room crying. Yeah, so I decided to try the Meat Locker, and I tried it. I had a grunge band called Wendigo. It was super fun.
Great
It was-
name.
Yeah, absolutely chaotic. We covered like Flipper songs, and like I was like covered in red paint a couple times. Played the trombone on stage. That was fun. So yeah, no, it was great. I mean, both times it was so nice because I don't know. I didn't feel like I was really connected. Just growing up in general. Like I have an amazing family who I'm very grateful for, but just kind of felt alone a lot. And the cool thing that music and the Meat Locker did was just bring a lot of people together and have a really fun time doing it, especially down there. I mean, it would get wild down in the Meat Locker, that's for sure. it was a great time. I also have, just shouting out my punk friends from Binghamton. I have a friend named Raven, and she like hosts one of the coolest communities of punks like ever. They're just all really kind. I think between that and the Meat Locker, it's just sort of inspired me to wanna, you know, play music with my friends and create like a little group where we can all feel supported and loved and stuff. That's why I like open mics. That's why I like jamming. That's why I like Dave Green over here.
It's this weird juxtaposition, I think, with punk and metal, actually, where the music, I can't say I'm a big metal fan, a bit more on the, like a bit of punk.
Same.
But yeah, it's this music that I would not listen to. It sounds aggressive and violent and too much, and on the face of it, you'd imagine the people who play it are also violent and aggressive and too much. But it's very strange because in both the punk and the metal community, you probably find the kindest people you'll ever meet and the most supportive people you ever meet. And I've never quite... I've got theories, I guess, on why that juxtaposition is, but I'm very interested to hear your take on it, because obviously the Meat Locker sounds like the sort of place where metal and punk were playing, and yet obviously you got these great people playing there. What is it about that kind of music that kind of brings together the kindest people?
Yeah. I'm kind of interested in your theories too, to be honest. I mean, but you know, like I only have one. It's just like, you know, it's like catharsis. You know what I mean? Like people have a lot of pent up energy, especially in the modern world, and I think going down in the basement and screaming, you know, makes you feel good. And then you have some friends you can make down there, so it's like, oh, I'm feeling better now. You're feeling better now. We're friends, you know. So I think there's something along the side of that. And just like just the fact that usually there's like an aggression, and sometimes you can like put the aggression in a positive way, you know, like instead of just being angry all the time, like be vehemently nice and try to be vehemently communal, you know. So that's my theory. What's your theory?
I think not dissimilar to yours, to be
Yeah.
honest. I think the reason why people play this kind of music, punk and metal, I think metal's kind of just a further on the spectrum of punk, really, is because, you know, they've got a lot of hurt in their own life, and as you said, it's kind of a healthy outlet for it. It's a way to be able to express these very extreme emotions that we all feel in a fairly benign way, in a way. You know, it's all it is screaming coming out of a speaker. It's not hitting someone. It's not being racist. It's not being misogynistic. It's just, you know, shouting loudly into a mic to varying degrees of skill.
Yeah.
And I think the people listening to it, the people it resonates with, feel that same way. And in those moments when the songs play, you get to have that kind of release of frustration. But because everyone has had that kind of collective trauma, if you will, from one way or another, everyone also realizes, for the most part, it would be great if people are nice to me, and so are quite nice to their fellow person, because they know that they've been through something similar. And so you end up getting these very positive, very caring and loving communities, even when the tip of the spear, or the distillation of that community, is effectively being quite violent and screaming into a mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
So I feel like it's really just your theory, but yeah.
Yeah. Nicer sounding. Smarter.
With a lot more flowery language. I can't help but noticing, I wouldn't describe you as punk.
Yeah.
Definitely the Mac DeMarco shoegazy kind of thing passed through my head. I feel like it's a little bit trite, to be honest. A little bit, you know, sad boy indie from the mid 2010s. So how did you find yourself going from...
Ouch.
And I mean, no offense, but I love a bit of sad boy indie
No,
from
it's
the
cool.
2010s. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah.
How did you go from going from like grunge punk in the Meat Locker to kind of what you got now?
I don't think I've ever been like a punk. I have friends who are punks, and they're real punks. I'm just sort of like a punk appreciator, you know what I mean? I observe and I'm like, yes, you know? Like I feel like I'm kind of like I'm that one guy from SLC Punk who wears the glasses and isn't really a punk, but sort of is a little angry.
An honorary punk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm more like a guy who's into like alt rock, and it's just sort of happened that, you know, a lot of the people who are just really, in my opinion, like I get along well with or down to earth. You know, they just happen to be punk and metal. I think I'm very anxious and very angry. I think the community, the feeling of the music sort of goes with it. So I like that. Yeah, I also, you know, I don't really look cool with too much punk stuff on. I try to rock it. I can't rock it. I could never wear like earrings and look cool. That's just the sad truth of it.
I don't know. I feel like it's all about how you carry it. To be honest,
It could be.
But,
It could be.
You know, if you don't feel like you can carry it, you probably can't carry it.
Yeah.
So,
No,
you know.
I'm gonna leave it up to my punk friends who absolutely rock it, and I'll stuck looking like I'm just came out of like a Beach Fossils concert or something.
So how did you how did your music kind of distillate out of this scene? How did you find your style? Because you've definitely got a style. I listening today on Spotify. There was clearly a genre, kind of a lane that you kind of go into. So how did you find that kind of lane?
Yeah. So it was, you know, I was angry coming out of high school, like most people are, I suppose. And I was like, I really want to like rip off Nirvana. So that was my first project. Got all that out. And then, you know, just various circumstances between like, you know, getting that out of your system and, you know, sort of more just appreciating quieter music in general. And just like going to coffee houses and open mics and really like resonating with that a little bit more. And just sort of enjoying a quieter sound. I also got a brain injury. that's pretty serious and
Might have
prevents
something
me
to
from.
do with it, might not. I mean,
yeah.
who knows? It's
Yeah.
quite weird actually. The last person I interviewed a couple of weeks ago also got a brain injury. So I'm now wondering if there's an epidemic among musicians in
It's a theme.
Vermont.
It's a theme
Yeah.
of the visitors to the Rocket Shop.
But this is how we book people these
Yeah,
days.
exactly.
Just
Take
Scour
advantage.
UVM's brain injury ward.
Yeah, no, but yeah, just that also. I mean, that sounds silly enough, but it's like, yeah, it you know, that's the sort of music that I can listen to nowadays and enjoy it without hurting my head. So, but yeah, I don't know. That was a all over the place sort of answer. But
I feel like you actually summed it up quite well actually. There was a definite pathway there with a strong direction at the very end there.
you make me feel so good. I'm really glad you're running this.
I just turn up and ask questions.
Yeah.
It's definitely on Bob and Jim on that one. But we would love to hear another song. So what have you got for us?
Yeah, so I really, you know, it's Halloween. It's spooky time. I during COVID watched Train to Busan. I thought it was really cool. So I made a song about it called Train to Busan. So we're gonna play it. Wait, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Won't you take a ride? The feeling breathless. When the hunger takes you back, you'll become infected. Numb in my heart, warm in my brain. Light of the damned, rise from my grave. My grave. My grave. My grave. My grave. My grave.
All right, Train to Busan there by Jersey Dave. So that was off your EP, I believe,
Yep.
which was With Love. So the first two songs you've played tonight are from that EP.
Did you guys listen to that?
I did listen to Train to Busan. It definitely caught my eye.
That's awesome.
I used to live in Busan
Oh, that's sick.
for a year, over a decade ago now.
Were there any zombies there?
No zombies.
Okay, that's good.
No zombies, which was thankful.
Yeah.
Lots of British people like myself roving around pretending to teach English.
Oh,
A lot of university students. It's a great city, actually. It's a lot of fun there.
no zombies.
No zombies, thankfully. The
Yeah.
train to Busan, though, is remarkably quick, and I just want to say shows up American public transport infrastructure.
Yeah.
It's 300 kilometers an hour.
No.
It's nuts. For $50 to get from Busan to Seoul. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's my public transportation route of the evening.
No, I completely agree. New Jersey modes of transportation are interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, I've been stuck on that turnpike so many times, and I curse it every time. So the EP With Love, tell me a little bit about that. Tell me about it when it came out, and what preceding that. What was the impetus behind getting together this collection of songs?
Yeah. So it was one of those things where, fresh out of Wendigo, really want to do something again with my fingers, and I was like, man, like I just want to get it out there. And I had a buddy. I was up in college, and so I had a lot of time on my hands, just sort of sitting in the dorm, and for each song I just was feeling a different way, and they all just sort of some scraps from high school, some scraps from college, and then I was talking to my friend Liam about it. I was like, let's get this going. And he's like, brother, I'll do it for free. I had to do the voice because me and Dave Green and Liam we're all buddies, and he's an absolute chiller. Yeah, he wanted to do it for free, so I was like, okay, heck with it. I'll get this in the works. And then COVID hit, and it was just like, well, now I gotta. So I had all this little hodgepodge, like this little, like compost heap of recorded demos on my phone, and I was like, throw it together, have some fun with it, just something to do with your time during COVID, especially.
Were you just recording in like your dorm room or in the house you're living at the time then?
Yeah, I started recording out of the dorm, and then as soon as I went home for COVID, like everybody else, I was upstairs, had a laptop, a microphone, and I was like, okay, well, this works. You know what I mean? Like, I'll just lay it down and see what happens. I really I don't think I did an awful job.
I was going to say you did. I wouldn't have pegged it was a kind of a bedroom recording.
Yeah.
It sounded very smooth. In fact, I don't know if it was yourself or other Dave that did the finger plucking for some of these tracks, but they were absolutely phenomenal. Yeah, and so I didn't listen to that thinking, oh yeah, that was definitely made in someone's bedroom. So you did a remarkable job.
Thanks.
Whether it was COVID just gave you a lot of time to be able to master it, I don't know, but even still, it was a very impressive job.
Yeah, I was definitely trying to, because I slowly got obsessed with Elliott Smith, and just the fact that, especially Roman Candle, I mean, he just did it by himself. I was like, okay, well, I can try doing that. Dave was definitely around for a lot of the music stuff that was going on in college. My buddy Phil came in on one of the songs on With Love. He actually frequents here every once in a while. He's a good man. Nice leather jacket. A little arrogant, but we won't hold that against him. Sorry, I just had to say that.
Some of us have that affliction here.
It's true, yeah.
It's just the atmosphere.
But yeah, so that's what was going on with that. But yeah, thanks for saying it sounded good. I appreciate that. I'm glad.
Oh,
you
yeah, of course.
enjoyed it.
And so, what's kind of coming up for you now? I mean, are you kind of just playing these songs out, doing the kind of Radio B Nectar kind of thing, or are you kind of hunkered down and writing new songs, or are you kind of like, actually, I'm kind of good for a little bit, I'm just chilling?
I'd say for like the past 3 years, I've been just sort of coming up with like a song here and a song there, and just throwing them out as singles. You know, I've been just sort of recording single after single and just sort of enjoying that. You know, I have an EP actually coming out pretty soon, so that's cool. I had a lot of spare time between. I spent like 3 years doing all sorts of like crazy stuff, from like volunteer work to recovering from a mild traumatic brain injury. So a lot of time on my hands. So right now I'm sort of, you know, think I'm getting better? ? I think I'm cognizant now, yeah, I'm just sort of releasing some of the stuff now, and hopefully, you know, going to be playing with my friends and having a good time, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of mentioned that brain injury. I mean, fairly significant portion of your life, I'm assuming. Did that change the way that you kind of approach songs? I mean, you already said that especially in terms of listening to songs, that certain songs you probably doesn't resonate quite as well with you anymore, or it doesn't feel particularly nice to listen to.
Yeah.
Has that changed the trajectory of what you're writing, or even more specifically, actually, what you're writing about?
Yeah, I think my songs are dumber now. I think I think
lost a
the
third of
lack
your
of brain
vocabulary,
cells
it's,
sort of shows in the transcription of these songs. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm doing stuff a little bit quieter, a little bit simpler, but still also just trying to put them out, I suppose. And then just, you know, I'll have particular feelings about just how my head feels, and I'll be like, oh, I guess I can make that into a song. So actually, the next 2 songs are going to be about that, so that's pretty fun.
Well, there we go. Yeah, so it definitely has some sort of influence on the songs that you're creating
No,
now.
totally, yeah.
And, you know, simpler doesn't necessarily mean worse. In fact, often times is a lot better. Yeah, I noticed there's also, with your single artwork and your Instagram, actually, that there's a lot of natural imagery. You know, trees, lakes, skies. Is there anything in that? Is that kind of a core part of the music you create?
Like simple natural artwork.
Yeah, is it that are you singing about maybe specifically being in nature? Are you getting inspired by being in nature? Do you write in nature?
No, I write in my parents' basement. That's where I write my songs. You know, nothing magical about that. Well, I don't know. It's got some magic.
There's some magic.
Yeah, I mean, I really like nature. I think it's awesome, and you know, go nature, boo pollution. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I'd say that the artwork sort of stems from the fact that, like, I don't make good visual art, and I don't want to bug my visual artist friends about coming up with pictures and stuff. So I scroll through my Instagram of, you know, I spend a lot of time just wandering off alone, and I'm like, oh, that looks kind of pretty. I'll take a picture of that, and now I just have this back catalog where I just like, oh, put it in, you know? So, yeah, that's where they get the nature pics. But no, I definitely like being out in nature. And although it doesn't influence my music, I think it's cool how when I'm out in nature and taking those pictures, you know how like stuff gets stuck in your head, like again and again and again and again and again. Like sometimes, like I'll get songs stuck in my head from just walking around in nature, and I'm like, okay, well, thanks, I guess. You know, I guess just sort of being quieter and left with your thoughts sometimes helps with making music. So, go nature.
Is that often your own music that gets stuck in your head, or are you talking about kind of earworms of like, you know, Oscar Mayer commercial from 1996?
Yeah, no, I'll definitely say that it's not Oscar Mayer's commercial from 1996. I wish. I don't know. Sometimes it'll be like anime theme songs. That sort of gets stuck in my head. That's really good, actually. Yeah, so I'll get that stuck in my head. Mine's Playing Tricks on Me by Ghetto Boys. That gets stuck in my head. That's just really fun. Yeah, I'd say like I'll get these. Won't get my like the whole song, but like I'll get this one chord progression or like little piece of melody, and it'll just like keep going in my head over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, and I'll be like, okay, now I gotta make this a song because it's just getting annoying. So that's sort of the process. You know, I wouldn't say that it comes down to me as a beautiful angel, but rather as like a
Little woodpecker tapping on the
little
side
woodpecker,
of you.
yeah, like a
Tapping on the
little,
side of your skull.
yeah, like
How
a
about this
mosquito
song?
bite.
How about this song? How about this song?
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of musicians that say that their phone's kind of memo folder is just chock full of just various ideas, and you know they'll be shopping at City Market or something, or something come up, and they'll record that memo, or they'll write something in their notes. Is that the same for you, or do you kind of like, all right, I'm gonna wait until I'm out of nature, I'm gonna wait till I'm home, I'm gonna wait until I'm in the basement, and then I'm gonna kind of get this down?
No, I just gotta get it. Otherwise, it goes away. A lot of my melodies come like when I have a really crappy day and I wake up at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, I can't go back to sleep now. But your brain's awake and it's going, and then you're just like, okay, I guess that's a song. So I'll record that. And I'll be miserable for one whole day, but then I'll wake up the next and I'll be like, oh, this is a nice voice memo. You know? Thanks. Thanks for that. So yeah, no, I'll just do it whenever. I have some interesting voice memos, to say the least. I'll just listen back to it. I have this one where I'm just screaming "Total Eclipse of the Heart" to myself, but that was like 2013, so I can't be too judgy.
No, of course not.
But yeah,
Screaming
I
Total
believe that
Eclipse of
there's
the
a
Heart.
musical bone in your body.
I mean,
Come on.
I will certainly.
I'm sorry,
scream...
I'm going off track here.
No,
but
good. I
you look like
definitely.
a guy who knows what he's talking about with music.
Annie and I definitely scream "Total Eclipse of the Heart" on a regular
Yeah.
basis to each other.
That's awesome.
We both sing very loudly, but I would say that we're neither of us can sing a goddamn note, although Annie's definitely better than I am. I can't play an instrument. It's not that I tried when I was a lot younger, but maybe if I gave it another go now. But I feel like rhythm is just really difficult for me because I'll get like distracted, and then I'll lose whatever rhythm I had.
Oh, you like, it's just.
It's like ADHD brain. I'll if someone's playing something, I can like beat along to something, and then as soon as I start singing, I'll just start beating along to the actual melody rather than the actual beat, and it just goes off the rails real
You're
quickly.
creative. You got a hidden talent. I don't know. I think it's cool.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Not to distract you from this line of questioning, but have you got another song?
Yes, we do have another song.
Wonderful.
It's during COVID, me and my extremely Italian American friend Joseph watched all The Sopranos, and this song is about Gloria Trillo, who is the love of my life. If you've seen The Sopranos, which is a sad thing to say, if you've seen The Sopranos. Anyways, this song's called Gloria Trillo. It's another spooky ghost song for Halloween. And if I leave here, would you forget me? Or would it seem like you never met me? to haunt you and make you cry. I'll be around you all of the time. I'm in your basement, I'm in your eye. I want to haunt you. Dave Green. I want to haunt you and make you cry. I'll be around you all of the time. I'm in your basement, I'm in your mind. I want to haunt you.
Gloria Trello there by Jersey Dave. So, Dave, you were mentioning that you've got another EP on the way. So, tell me about that process. Is this going to be at home again? Are you gonna be doing this recorded kind of like with, as you said, the kind of mishmash of recording instruments?
Yeah, so actually, having a brain injury can be a real plus because you get a lot of sympathy from your friends. So my buddy AC, who's an awesome producer and recorder and has a really great like home setup, he's got like, his dad's got like these anime like bookshelves, and you open one of the bookshelves and you go downstairs and there's this awesome little recording studio. So like over the past couple months I've been down there and I recorded this 4-song EP down there, and it's almost done, so it should be out this month actually, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wonderful. Is there a particular theme or anything that kind of comes to mind when thinking about this, or is it kind of just a collection of the 4 songs that you feel are most you at this moment?
So Tom, I'm a very angsty guy. I have too much angst, Tom. It's a problem. And this is the final straw. Like, this is the last thing I'm gonna do about being like, high school sucks, So I think it's called like prom songs, and it's gonna be like 4 just like songs being like, I'm so sad. So that's what it's gonna be about. It's gonna be like me trying to copy The Cure and seeing what happens.
And they did a great job, So I feel like if you get 10% of what they did, then you're probably onto a winner.
Do you like The Cure? If you don't
I
mind
like
asking?
a little bit. I like
Not a lot.
the main hits.
Love Cats is awful. It's just
How dare you?
horrendous. Sorry. That's a hot take.
What's the lead singer called again?
Cure.
Gonna kill
Mr.
Robert
Cure.
Smith. Robert Smith? Yeah, I'm a fan of him more than I am of The Cure, because he hates the monarchy, and he will say so as often as physically possible, and I've got massive respect for that. So I'm more of a Robert Smith fan as a human being than I am of The Cure fan as a band.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
If you're writing angsty songs, do you need, because I imagine it's in a way a little bit traumatic, do you need kind of like everything to be comfortable and right? Do you need to like put some legumes on the stove and make yourself a nice pot of beans and get you a nice weighted blanket before you play it and whatnot? Or is this kind of like, you don't need to get into that comforty area because the way you're getting out this emotion is going to be through music?
Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think when you're an angsty little ball of energy. Nothing can be right, so you're like, yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, just sort of sit down there and get it out. I feel like that's better. Like I don't know. Like I can't have like a bowl of Special K like cereal with strawberries unless I've gotten out whatever demons.
I see. So the comfort food comes afterwards. First of all, you
Comfort,
need to get the
you take a
angst
bath
out.
afterwards.
I see. So
Yeah.
that's actually kind of more of the reward for getting out the said demons.
Yeah, exactly. Do you like baths?
Yes, in general.
I know they're a very like.
No, I'm a bit. I mean, they're very cute. So big fan of that. I feel like they get a bad rep thanks to vampires. Cheers, thanks vampires for laying this one on bats.
I was saying baths.
Oh, baths. Well,
Yeah, I mean, go baths.
switch gears a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know where. Are you talking about spooky things?
I thought you were just
we're
really
going-
good with
that's
like,
the theme of the
like
evening.
you're like a
Do you like-
decor guy. You're like,
Not a big fan
home
of baths.
decorating,
I had a pretty traumatic back injury actually last year.
Uh-oh.
So that's the last time I took a bath was to stop the spasms happening in my lower back, which turned out to be a completely slipped and ruptured disc. And it was actually this time last year that I was going to emergency back surgery.
ooh.
So
glad
that's
you're
the
here.
last time I had a bath, and maybe I've just got some like, I don't want to go and bath again because it just reminds me of that time that my back was spasming for 3 weeks straight and my legs went numb. So
So no, you're not.
no, I think is the short answer to that.
I was just gonna say that's like my big like self-care thing.
Oh,
that
is part of a nice bath? Get
waste a lot of water and you get a crappy like water bill, but like I don't know, just
Do you do the
feels-
works? Do you do like petals and,
No,
and smelly
no.
salts and candles
No.
and stuff? or
Bubbles
you
every
like
once in a while.
Bubbles?
If I'm feeling adventurous.
Oh, that's
but,
nice at least.
Yeah, no. I just yeah. I don't know. What are you gonna do? I you know. I think we're still friends even though
Yeah, we can still work.
even
yeah,
though
this
you
is
don't
still
like
this is still
bats.
going places.
We like bats.
I like
That's
bats
cool.
for a start,
And I
which
didn't even
is
ask about that. That's awesome.
the cornerstone of any good friendship is a mutual agreement on how great bats are.
This is getting silly.
Well, on that note, before we let you play off your last song,
Yeah.
are you playing anywhere soon? And when can we expect your EP? And lastly, if people want to listen to you in the comfort of their own homes in their own time, where would they find you?
Yeah, so it's just Jersey Dave. There's only one Jersey Dave on Spotify, luckily.
That's crazy.
There's a Dave Jersey.
Screw that guy.
Yeah, nah, well, I don't know. I haven't met him yet, but there's certainly some tension, no matter how hard I try to put it down. Yeah, no, so you can find me on Jersey Dave on like Spotify, YouTube as David S, I think, but Spotify and Apple Music and all the rest, Jersey Dave. And I don't have any plans for shows because I don't know where to play shows and stuff, but I do open mics around town, like, you know, I play at Slade every other Thursday. That's an awesome spot. And I play at the Radio Bean open mic every Wednesday. That's a great spot. And yeah, EP, I no clue when it's coming out. My buddy's, he can take his time. He gave me a really good price. So I was like, you take the time you
do
need.
you,
But
yeah.
yeah, so that's the answer to 3
I
questions.
think that was answer to all three. Yeah, it's rare that people kind of keep all three in their heads. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, well, I don't have that much space in it left. So I'm surprised myself.
What song have you got to play us out with?
Okay, well, this is the fun one. So, despite the first 3 being, as you said, like 2010 indie boy Mac DeMarco thing going on, this is an acoustic version of like a emo song that because I'm gonna have an emo band one day, and this is called My Bike, and this is the fun one. The other ones were fun, but this one's really fun, I think.
It is.
Swear to God, that's the last time I would decide to try and hit my head. And I never believed it when I found myself starting to get out of my bed. With medication, I thought that I could try to be comfortably numb. With lack of patience, I found myself starting to get real. And dumb. There is no falling off of the bicycle. There is no falling off of the bicycle. At 2 in the morning, I began to think that you were acting smart. 3 in the morning, it occurred to me that's actually just who you are. And it's quite testing when I have to pick what's really right from wrong. I should be resting, but I'm still awake and still trying to play this song. There is no falling off of the bicycle. 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 There is no falling off of the bicycle.
All right, Jersey Dave there, playing us out with My Bike. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for making this easy, Tom. I'm a very nervous guy.
I'm glad that I made this easy, especially after I turned up like 5 minutes late. So
It was handsomely late.
thank you very much. Well, yeah, very much appreciate you two coming in, both Jersey Dave and Massachusetts Dave. I feel like you need to jettison any other band member that's not from Jersey,
Yeah.
sorry, not called Dave at this point.
Yeah, thank you, Dave Green, for doing this.
Yeah, no problem.
I love you.
Love you too.
Well, you can catch us in 2 weeks. Thank you, Bob, for the
Thanks, Bob.
confident affirmation there. In 2 weeks for Blackwater, they'll be coming in to talk to me. But for now, this has been WOMM LP operating out of Burlington, Vermont, 105.9 The Radiator. It's been The Rocket Shop. I've been your host, Tom Proctor, and good night.
Thanks, guys.
So much.
Sorry, I was a little all over the place.
Oh, no, fantastic. Very